I'm Damien Rawcliffe, and I work at Interwork as a skills trainer, which is like a caring job for people with disabilities, usually severe autism. My job is basically to take people out and do various activities such as swimming, bowling, walking, or arts and craft, depending on their level of ability. In my job, it's necessary to write a report into a computer program on the intranet after every session with a client. It's called ICOMS. My friend told me that at a meeting, the supervisor told someone off for not doing ICOMS properly. He knew that the supervisor didn't check them, so he asked if his were okay. To which she replied, "Yeah, yours are fine." His weren't fine, he hadn't done them for ages. Suffice to say, I stopped doing ICOMS for about a year since I heard this story. This is an example of a formal norm which is violated, and then others realize that there are no consequences, so take the opportunity to violate the norm. Of late, there have been a few emails wanting people to do their ICOMS. Other people I've spoken to won't do ICOMS for every session, but just enough so if supervisors glance at the program, their name shows up and it looks like they're doing them. I've adopted this strategy recently so I don't get in trouble. This is an example of an evolutionary norm, where someone does something in a unique way and it's adopted by others. Membership of my job is fairly stable. In the year I've been there, about 4 people have left, but all under positive circumstances or to move on to better things. No one was fired. These leavings don't tend to affect the dynamic of the group very much. Maybe this is because we tend to work with clients either one staff at a time or in pairs. Staff come to the office in the morning and socialise for a bit before going on support with either one staff to one client, 2 staff to one client, or 1 staff to 4 clients. Not all staff work with each other. For example, males and females rarely work together, so staff don't spend that much time working together, which is probably why the leavings don't affect the group that much. We're not all working on a common goal simultaneously, so among the staff there are no real designated roles such as leader, and hence no reshuffling of roles if someone leaves. When with clients, however, staff members clearly take the role of leader. When there is one staff member with either 1 or 4 clients, the staff member has legitimate power. By the nature of the arrangement, staff are in charge of all the things that happen on support. They organise the activities, drive, give instructions to keep the client out of trouble, and the client generally accepts the authority of the skills trainer. When clients don't comply, staff normally exert reward power. For example, if you do this activity now, you can have a Coke later. Coercive power is also very effective. If a client starts misbehaving, I'll say, "Do you want to go home?" Or sometimes I'll threaten to eat their lunch, and they normally fall into line pretty quickly after that. Due to clients' low level of functioning, staff have expert power in almost every domain over the client. For example, if we're cooking, the staff will tell the client the best way to do it. The client normally accepts these instructions. However, if the client's not motivated to do a task, the fact that we know best isn't enough to convince them. Referent power also plays a role. Clients will sometimes do things because they like you if you build a relationship with them. For example, some clients won't follow your instructions the first time you work with them, but they will as they get to know you. However, this obviously depends on the client and their moods are fickle and frequently change for no reason. Legitimate reward and coercive power are the main ways I garner cooperation. When there are 2 skills trainers to one client, one of the skills trainers will normally take control, making choices about their activities and giving directions to the client. It's normally the skills trainer who's been there the longest, so expert power in this case, as they know more and are more familiar with the client and the activities. Sometimes there is an element of a scribe status here. Despite not having been there as long, one staff member may be the more talkative and naturally gravitate towards a leadership role, taking over the support. The staff have 4 coordinators, one of whom we're supposed to report to with issues or questions. I'm not sure about other staff members, but whenever possible I try to talk with another coordinator, as I frequently find the one we're supposed to talk to be negative, and when telling us why we're supposed to do something she uses threats or warnings. The other coordinator is more friendly and positive and will frequently thank you for a job well done. I respect him and will gladly do things he asks. So she's using coercive power while he's using referent power. I think also because he's older and male, so potentially higher status markers make him more suited to leadership, whereas the other coordinator is only 1 year older than me and female, and so has demonstrated no reason why I should respect her. So she's the formal leader and he's the informal leader, as wherever possible I'll report to him with a problem.